Luke chapter 9 verse 23 says, anyone who desires to come after me, let him deny himself, take up his cross daily and follow me. It says daily, not sometimes or once in a while. Jesus did not carry the cross himself because that is how it was supposed to be. Simon the Cyrene was a representation of us who choose to follow Jesus. We have to carry our cross daily. We have to face the persecution daily. It comes with our faith. Just for the mere fact that we are Christians, there is no other religion that goes through that. Satan is the one who brings it to us, and so he will use anyone. If you work, it's going to be someone at work. If you're at home, it will be a loved one. And don't forget your neighbor. That is why we are told to love them. Most neighbors will be a problem if you follow Christ. You won't be able to escape it. If the devil will enter even a fellow believer just to ensure that you are persecuted, this is how you know for sure that it is inevitable. Peter followed Jesus and Satan still entered him. James and John followed Jesus and he entered them too. They wanted to call down fire from heaven to prevent Jesus from facing his persecution in Jerusalem. They didn't understand. It was Satan trying to derail the plan because he did not want Jesus to die for our sins. That was what happened with Peter too. Yes, Satan the thief, the killer and the destroyer, that was the one death that he didn't want to come to pass. Jesus' death was the will of God, and the devil will always be in opposition to anything that is God's will. So for you whom God has great plans for, why do you think that Satan won't enter your children or your spouse or your employer or your friends or that person at the place where you go to do business? In order to frustrate you, in order to discourage you, in order to cause you to act in a manner that is not pleasing to God. What makes you think it won't happen to you? This is why many turn their backs on God. But that's only because they're weak. Their prayer life was poor. They're not rooted, so they fall off. The Bible speaks of a great falling off that is going to come upon the face of this earth during the time of the great tribulation. Those will be some terrible times. The lies and accusations and abuse that you're facing right now is nothing compared to what will come if you are still alive at that time. So hang tight. Look towards the prize. It is all part of God's will for you to be persecuted. Yes, that's the reality of it. Jesus asked for it to be taken from him. But at the same time, he wanted to ensure that he was within God's will. So it was not removed. You will be persecuted for being truthful. You will be persecuted for the fact that you stood for righteousness. But I want to tell you this before I go. Carry that cross. Endure the sufferings. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, because great is your reward in heaven.